IHeartEveryone here with more Nameless. Apologies for the jankier than usual camera today, but I'm at my house for winter break, so it's gonna be a bit different. I couldn't sit still that day. I was like this after I got a call from the delivery man in the morning. So I just paced around the living room all day, unable to sit down. It's here.
본인 맞으신가요? 이름이
So echoey. Karina, it's me. Thank you. Wow, it's big. It's a bit wet, but it's just a box, so I hope it's okay. Quickly opened the box. My hands almost slipped because I was so excited. When I finally opened the box, I couldn't help but exclaim. Couldn't bear to touch it, so I just looked at it, but it still made my heart full. In the middle of the box was a lovely boy. He had tiny hands and feet and looked a bit shy. Couldn't help but grin ear to ear seeing such an adorable doll. But I was bothered that Yeonho was wrapped in a dirty cloth. How harsh, I mumbled while looking at the cloth. I was a bit worried from the start when the pictures on the auction site were a bit clumsy and careless. But as expected, the packaging was horrible too. It's so sad. How could she pack him like this? What if it gets damaged on the way? Oh my god, look at the dust in the box. How long was he in it? The inhumanity! As I carefully took Yeonho out, I found heaps of dust in the box. As I held him up, the cloud of dust spread around. I waved my arms to get rid of the hovering dust, and quickly wiped my hands on my clothes. After I cleaned my hands, I stroked the tangled hair. Hi, I excitedly said my first hello. Is the postman still there during this, or did he leave? Yeonho's small body was held in my arms. I assume he's gone. I almost sensed sadness from him the way he was wrapped in a dirty cloth. Was he nervous since he was sold away? I stroked his hair more so he wouldn't feel nervous. Oh. Nice to meet you, Yeonho. I held Yeonho tight amidst all the dust in the air. My arms wrapped his tiny body. I hope he feels my sincerity. I hope he considers my home his. Yeonho, I'll create a warm home for you. I thought I felt warmth from his body in my arms. Oh.
마스터, 일어나세요.
Oh, whoops.
마스터.
I squinted. I love the dramatic twang there. As soon as I opened my eyes, Yeonho's face filled my sight. I ended up screaming at how close his face was to mine. Yeonho abruptly backed away.
놀라셨어요? 죄송해요.
Yeonho apologized. Gosh, she scared me.
오늘은 좀 다른 방법으로 깨워볼까 생각했어요. 보통은 마스터를 흔들어서 깨우곤 했는데 맨날 같은 방식으로 깨우면 질리잖아요.
My heart was still beating fast, but Yeonho grinned innocently. Still, thanks to that smile, I relaxed again. Waking me up in a different way. He can be quite the oddball sometimes. Oh. Let's see. Master, I'm already awake. I cooked fried eggs. Master, you're sleeping, right? If you see this, text me back. If you don't text me in 3 minutes, I'll go wake you up. Wait a second. Gotta get rid of a notification. Someone texted again. I said while checking my smartphone as usual. Checked the time, and the last text came about an hour before. He wasn't in my room for a past hour, was he? Nah, no way. Thanks for waking me up.
아니에요. 전 오히려 마스터의 얼굴을 오래 볼 수 있어서 좋았어요.
Yeonho grinned and said, I tried to think what I look like when I'm sleeping. When my face was about to get red at how hideous I look right now, the door opened.
알았어. 지금 들어간다고. 야, 연호. 너는 아까 깨우러 들어가서는 왜 아직도 안 나오는 거야?
Been in here for an hour.
너 때문에 총사령관이 잔소리를 시작하잖아. 일어났네?
Hey, Red.
뭐야? 난 연호가 한참이나 안 나오길래 이 험한 잠버릇에 연호가 반짝이라도 맞은 줄 알았지.
As he prepared to throw a huge pillow at Red, he stopped talking. Never knows how to talk nicely, does he? That's not true. I'm sure it's a legitimate concern. I grinned at Red, trying to avoid my attack. I become one with the bed in my elegant sleep. What are you talking about?
그렇습죠.
Red answered while sweating. He should have behaved from the start. Seeing us bicker from the side, Yeonho hurriedly pointed at the clock.
마스터, 서두르세요. 진짜 지각할 것 같아요.
I looked at the clock. What? It's 8:20! I jumped up from my bed. Ah, you're right. Okay, I'll be out. Yeonho and Red left, and I packed everything in a hurry. For today, textbooks, pencil case. Huh? Where did I put my jacket? I fervently looked around for my jacket, but it wasn't anywhere. Let's just go out first. I opened the door and went out. When I went to the living room, the boys were almost finished with their breakfast.
아침부터 전등 소리가 요란하구만. 이런 날은 집에서 쉬고 싶은데 출근하지 말까? 비가 온다고 출근을 안 하는 교사라니 참 당신다운 발상이네. 직업 윤리가 투철하군요. 고마워. 칭찬이 아닙니다. 일기예보를 보니까 오후에는 비가 그칠 거라고 하는데 그래도 우산은 챙겨야겠지? 오후 언제쯤이래? 망했다. 점심시간에 애들이랑 축구하기로 했는데.
Red slouched his shoulders.
마스터, 드세요.
Everyone was worrying about the weather, but Yeonho didn't seem to care. Yeonho put a rabbit-shaped fried egg on a toast and gave it to me. After giving me a plate, Yeonho sat next to me and pulled a chair right beside me. I feel he's a bit too close, but thanks. Oh, Yeonho. Huh? I woke up late, so the food is supposed to be cold, but the toast is still hot. Did you heat it up? The fried egg was hot as if it had been done just now.
전자레인지에 살짝 돌렸어요. 마스터 마음에 들지 않으면 새로 만들어 드릴게요.
Oh, this boy. No, thanks for caring. It looks so good.
자, 여기 물도 있어요. 옷에 묻을지도 모르겠다. 냅킨 가져올까요?
Every time he talked, he leaned closer. This is a bit uncomfortable.
마스터는 먹는 모습도 예뻐요.
Yeonho put my toast back on the plate.
목이 마르신가요? 여기 물 있어요.
병아리는 오늘도 삐약삐약거리는 건 보고 있으면 마음이 따뜻해지긴 하지만 그래도 적당히 하지 그래. 그러다 우리 자기가 뚫어지겠어. 맞아. 그렇게 붙어서 종알종알거리면 이 녀석이 편하게 먹을 수가 없잖아, 옐로우.
제가 종알종알거렸나요?
정확히 말하자면 그녀가 제대로 식사를 할 수 없을 정도로 지나치게 상체를 바싹 붙이고 계속 말을 걸고 있죠.
Yeonho was surprised at what everyone pointed out.
죄송해요, 마스터. 불편하셨을 줄은.
Oh, well, Yeonho backed out a bit. He was still close, but it was much better. I didn't feel uncomfortable, so I didn't disagree with Lance.
노파심일 수도 있습니다만 너무 그렇게 붙어 있으면 오해를 살지도 모릅니다. 특히 아카데미에서는요. 요즘 연호 당신의 평판이 조금 걱정스럽습니다. 물론 일부러 드리려고 들은 것은 아닙니다만. 그리고 제가 관여할 바도 아니지만 말입니다.
Lance pointed out what Yeonho did and warned him. Lance said it was all true. Yeonho is always by my side these days, so most girls stopped approaching him. They were not going to talk good things about him after he rejected them.
좋은 지적이야. 그러니까 자기도 이 꼬맹이의 어리광을 다 받아주는 건 별로 좋지 않아. 어느 쪽을 위해서든 좋지 않지.
유리, 무슨 말을 그렇게 해요?
Yeonho looked at Yuri, a bit hurt. And he looked upset at Lance too.
란스도 그래요. 난 마스터만 행복하다면 내 평판 같은 건 상관없으니까 괜찮아요. 마스터만 날 좋아해주면 모든 게 다 괜찮다고요. 물론 여러분은 이해하지 못하겠죠. 지금도 제가 마스터에게 너무 어리광 부린다고 생각하고 있잖아요. 하지만 그건 다 질투라는 걸 알아요. 마스터가 저를 제일 좋아하니까 질투하는 건 이해하지만
Look at his eyes. Oh my god. Tae, who was listening silently, suddenly sighed. Yeonho stopped talking and looked at Tae. Suddenly the table got quiet.
야, 갑자기 분위기가 왜 이래?
Red looked around the table. No one seemed to want to settle the situation. Everyone just looked at Yeonho silently. Oh, whoops. Get out of here. But Yeonho didn't stop being defensive.
마스터, 제가 불편하세요?
In the end, Yeonho grabbed my arm and asked. I looked into Yeonho's eyes. Every morning I get several texts, and if I don't wake up, he comes to wake me. And every morning I get unnecessarily well-prepared breakfast plates. We always eat together at the academy, and during every recess he comes and sits beside me. Really, throughout the whole day, we're always together. I know Yeonho's been behaving more like a baby these days. A baby? But I also know that that is the only way for a child to show affection. So I'm hesitant to blame Yeonho for it. I've always received things from Yeonho. Couldn't do anything and just clutched my cluttered head. The boys looked worried, noticing my troubles.
분위기 참 묘하군. 이런 이상한 분위기는 적응 안 된다고. 자자, 다른 얘기하자.
Red freshened up the atmosphere.
맞아.
Red clapped and said,
이제 곧 있으면 축제잖아.
yeah. Yeah, it is.
나 이번 축제에 연극을 하기로 했어.
A play?
그래. 그것도 내가 맡은 역은 다름 아닌 정의의 용사 역이야. 연극부에서 이 몸을 직접 캐스팅하러 오셨다 이 말이야.
Red got excited and started talking about the drama club. A justice warrior? Really?
응. 부장이 특수 촬영물을 좋아하거든.
There are a lot of weird people in this world.
내가 아니면 안 된다고
Who would
했어.
like something like that? That's just crazy. Warrior of Justice was the exact concept Red was released with. Good. I'm happy you met someone who gets you. Red laughed happily. And, Lance, what are you doing? You're in the student government. Zoe is in the government too, since she's the class president. She's going to be conducting the festival. So will Lance be doing that too? Zoe's a festival conductor. Are you one too? I looked at Lance and he
그 여자는
nodded.
회의 시간에 거울밖에 안 보더군요.
I could picture what Zoe did, so I laughed sheepishly. Zoe would never actually participate in a meeting.
저는 먼저 일어나죠.
Lance stood up first from the table.
란스 너도 버스 타고 가지? 그럼 연호랑 같이 가지 그래? 괜찮습니다. 연호까지 같이 간다면 버스 안이 혼잡해질 테니까.
Lance cut Tae's words and refused. Of course, Lance was not wrong. The bus was already a war zone with just Lance in it. And if Yeonho goes with him, the bus might explode. Tae understood and nodded. After Yeonho suggested we take the bus when we went to amusement park, I've been taking the bus. It's a bit uncomfortable, but I felt better than when I took the limo. It's so comfortable not having to fight through a crowd every morning. Thanks to that, people aren't misunderstanding as much.
요즘엔 별로 안 그래요. 제 주위에 예전보다는 사람이 안 모이거든요. 덕분에 마스터랑 교실까지 같이 갈 수 있어요. 하지만 마스터가 준비하려면 시간이 좀 더 걸릴 것 같으니 란스 먼저 가세요.
Oh, I'm almost ready. I just need my jacket. I looked around for my jacket. I didn't find it in my room earlier, and it's not in the kitchen either. I stood up to look for it, but Yeonho pulled at my clothes.
아니요, 마스터. 시간표도 한 번 더 확인하고 준비물도 다시 체크해야죠. 그리고 신발끈이 풀렸던데 제가 묶게 해줄 거죠?
I'm so worried about him. Yeonho rattled on. He'll tie my
란스,
shoelaces?
먼저 가요. 란스는 바쁘잖아요.
Get out here, Lance. Yeonho smiled at Lance. Lance let out a small
먼저
sigh.
가도록 하죠.
Oh, really?
그렇대요.
Lance, don't leave me. Lance looked towards my side and left the kitchen first. It would have been nice to go together.
나도 먼저 일어날게. 우리 자기를 병아리에게 빼앗겨버려서 시끄러운 레드랑 재수 없는 태희와 매일 등교하게 되었군.
So sorry,
밑에
Yuri.
차를 대기시켜 놓을 테니 얼른 내려와. 조금이라도 늦으면 그냥 가버릴 거야. 상냥한 걸 유리? 세상 반하겠어? 마음에도 없는 소리 하지 마시지.
He's so ticked off. It is nice that he doesn't just drive off without them, period,
정확하게
though.
맞췄네.
He was smiling, but Tay didn't seem so pleased either.
종사령관, 나는 준비 끝났어.
Red wore his jacket and Tay took off his apron. Yuri put on his shoes at the front door and looked at me.
올 때 비 조심하도록 해. 병아리나 너나 둘 다 별로 건강한 체질이 아니잖아. 오늘 음악 수업은 없나? 그럼 나중에 보도록 하지, 자기.
Yuri left the house soon after that. Tay and Red followed Yuri. Everyone took an umbrella.
그런데 우산이 하나밖에 안 남았군.
Tay looked at the umbrella and turned around to face me. Oh, what should we do? There's just Yeonho and me left.
제가 마스터랑 같은
이거.
우산 쓰고 갈게요. 걱정 마세요.
Oh, well, I guess that will do. Tay silently looked at us. The girls will give us looks, but it will be better than one of us getting caught in the rain. I was nodding when Red stepped up.
같은 우산을 쓰겠다니 너희 둘 다 초등학생이 아니라고. 게다가 저 우산은 작잖아.
안 되겠다. 자, 이거 받아.
Oh.
난 이마저도 괜찮아.
Tay handed me the umbrella. Oh! Music stopped. Yeonho smacked away Tay's umbrella. Oh man.
저는 마스터랑 같은
Oh
우산을
my
쓰고
God.
가면 된다니까요.
It's getting scary.
연호,
As Tay looked a bit stumped, Yeonho squinted. I was surprised to see Yeonho overreact like that.
마스터랑 같은 우산을 쓰게 되는 게 질투나는 거죠, 테이?
Oh man.
오해하지 마.
Don't start killing people now, Yeonho. Don't turn to yandere.
연호가 싫다면 알겠어. 그래도 필요하면 연락해. 그친다곤 했지만 그 전까지는 비가 꽤 많이 올 것 같으니까 말이야.
Tay told me. But Yeonho still looked unhappy with him. Oh boy. I think Yeonho is really overreacting. Yeonho noticed my face falling and he tried to coax me with his downcast voice.
마스터랑 같은 우산을 쓰고 가고 싶어요. 안 되나요? 마스터가 젖지 않도록 신경 쓸게요.
Oh, buddy. Okay, alright. As soon as I gave in, Yeonho immediately loosened his serious face. Oh boy.
내 눈에는 뭔가 잘못돼 가고 있는 것 같은데. 안 그래, 총사령관?
Boy needs a doctor.
글쎄.
Tay made an inscrutable face and left the house. After Tay and Red left, they took the umbrella and came out too. The umbrella's small. Are you sure about this?
제가 우산 들고 있을게요. 이리 주세요.
The road was completely drowned in water. Carefully I carefully walked under the umbrella with Yeonho. The rain stopped. Really stopped in the afternoon.
그러게요. 되도록 저녁에는 그쳤으면 좋겠는데.
I agreed with Yeonho. The bus on a rainy day is such a drag. The wet umbrellas brush our clothes and the floor is slippery. It's already raining, so there's nothing we can do, but I hope it stops when we're coming back.
마스터, 옷이 젖겠어요.
Shoulder is already pretty wet.
저는 괜찮으니까 이쪽으로 좀 더 오세요.
Oh, I'm fine. Yeonho leaned the umbrella to my side and came in closer to me. Space under the umbrella was tight as it is, but now it was too tight. This is too close.
마스터, 마스터는 걱정하지 마세요.
You can't help but worry when you're like this, Yeonho. What? The bus? The rain?
전부 다요.
Okay. Thanks. Couldn't really understand what he said, but I nodded. Nowadays, nothing worries me more than Yeonho. Ever since I felt him change bit by bit, I couldn't stop worrying. Today, I see that other kids have noticed something weird too. Seeing my face fall, Yeonho looked serious too.
마스터는 하나도 걱정하지 않아도 돼요. 마스터는 나만 바라봐주면 돼요.
Of all the characters, I was not expecting Yeonho to be the yandere. I was not expecting that at all. I am terrified. At that moment, the bus came and arrived at the bus station. I couldn't hear the last thing Yeonho said because of the bus. Oh, the bus is here! Run, Yeonho! We followed the umbrella and ran towards the bus. We'll really be late if we don't catch the
물론
bus.
다 함께 있어도 즐겁지만 그렇게 되면 마스터가 나만 봐주지 않으니까
Oh no.
내가 밀려나 버리니까.
Don't get any ideas! I'm so terrified. I don't even know what to do with you.
연우야, 지금 오는 거야?
I think I'll end the episode off there. We'll continue watching Yeonho's downward descent into madness in the next episode. So hope to see you then. Bye!